Hey guys, what's up? It's Finch. Today we have some free samples. That's right, I have free teams for you guys to use in SSOU, made by me and some fellow members of the OU contributors, OU moderation team, and whatnot. I'm going to go through all 6 of these teams that we have, all built for the current metagame, without Sharon Black, without Zygarde, without Landorus, Genesect, or Naganadel. Don't worry, these are all fresh. We built teams from the last couple days and teams that we tested out. So the first one's going to be a team that I made. It's going to be a team with Swords Dance, Garchomp, and Specs Magnezone. A pretty dominant core on the offensive end. The idea is Garchomp's going to be a great breaker, but things like Skarmory and Celesteela can undoubtedly be annoying to it. In addition, Magnezone's great at generating momentum with Volt Switch, and it hits pretty hard with that Volt Switch as well. So it opens up and really softens down teams for Garchomp in the long haul. We also have a Stealth Route plus Wishful Fable, which helps increase longevity of Pokemon like the aforementioned Garchomp and Magnezone, while also getting Stealth Rock up. And we have a Mandibuzz as well. Mandibuzz is there for Spectrier, it gets a knockoff, and it can help pivot into things. As for, potentially checking Extra, you can U-turn to Slowbro, potentially checking Spectrier, get a knockoff, force that off and get a U-turn off into Triple Axle, Choice Banded Pheromosa, which is also there. And that too can revenge kill other Pokemon as well, like Swords Dance, Garchomp, or Landorus T, so that's cool. And yeah, Pheromosa is the speed controlling team, Choice Band, Triple Axle, really strong, great at revenge killing certain things. It also really appreciates Future Sight from Slowbro, which is the last member of the team. It's there to soft check the Pokemon like Heatran, ground types, and also, I guess, Pokemon like Barraskewda on Rain. Cinderace and my balance, you can kind of soft check those Pokemon. You don't really hard counter a ton of things, but it's really good at soft checking things, pivoting in and out, and I think that kind of goes with the flow of this more proactive balance team, if you will. It could even arguably be described as bulky offense if you'd like, but I really like Future Sight in the Pheromosa and Garchomp. Magnezone plus Garchomp, there's just a ton of offensive and defensive synergy there, and it plays out pretty nicely. So yeah, I definitely would advise trying out this team. I've quite liked it in the games I've played with it thus far. Next up, we have a team built by Ruff, a good friend of mine, moderator, someone who's done a ton of work recently. He's not the most known player, doesn't really play in a ton of tournaments yet, but he's a really strong player in my opinion. He's a really good builder, so I was really excited to include a team of his. It's a team with Choice Band, Urshifu, and Choice Spectrier Magearna. It's kind of on this concept of Volt Turn, if you will. So for those of you that don't know what Volt Turn is, the idea is getting momentum. A lot of Pokemon have moves like U-Turn or Volt Switch in Magearna's case, and then also Teleport in Slowbro's Slowking's case, and just a ton of momentum generating, getting in your Urshifu and your Magearna with Future Sight up and just trying to force as much progress as you can offensively. It's really cool with 2 regenerator Pokemon as well. There's a ton of longevity built in there, and you can really maximize the offense potentially get out of Pokemon that are very strong and even controversial, like Choice Band Urshifu and Choice Specs Magearna. To go through it one by one, in Choice Band Urshifu, Single Strike, the dark one. So yeah, it hits really hard. It's all you have to say for it. Slowking is there as a pivot, Future Sight. Nice tank with things like Heatran as well. We also have Scarf, Landorus T in the back, which checks the ground type, so you don't really need Slowbro as much. Slowking is more appreciated here because the team's pretty weak to Magma and Heatran. Otherwise, Choice Specs Magearna finally making a new appearance in this metagame. It's really strong. Even things like Chansey and Blissey aren't going to love taking repeated hits from it, and that pressure's kept up because every time it takes a Volt Switch, Urshifu's coming in there, and you don't want to stand the tank a hit from Urshifu, so you got to get out of there, and it scales up over time. In addition, there's also Toxic Specs. It's good at soaking up Toxic Specs and just kind of controlling the field a little bit, setting status, getting knocks off, and whatnot. Yeah, and last but not least, there's also Mandibuzz, which is good for Devog, checking Spectrier, really opening up the team as well with U-Turn too. So yeah, another team by me is going to be a team with Nasty Plot Spectrier and Kartana. The idea here is that Nasty Plot Spectrier is good at burning things like Mandibuzz, and once Mandibuzz is burnt, it can't actually check things like Swords Dance Kartana with Foul Play if it even runs that. And in addition, Kartana is really good at wearing down Pokemon that can potentially check it as well. It has moves to hit like all dark types, for example, Tyranitar, and it's also really strong in general. Knockoff boosted by Life Orb or +2, plus complementary moves like Leaf Blade, of course, Stab, it does a ton. For example, after Stealth Rocks against an offensive Landorus T, let's say you're coming to eventually, you could kill it from 85, 89%, or whatever it might have you, It's really strong. Sacred Sword's also great. It can one-shot things like X-Drill and Magnezone after just a little chip, and offensive Heatran dies after Stealth Rocks too, which is amazing. So yeah, Swords Dance Kartana, pretty underrated Pokemon right now, and it complements Nasty Plot plus Whispex, Spectrier really nicely. We also have just a Sand background here. Sand actually really appreciates Moltres because it's able to check things like Extra lacking Rock Slide, Landorus T lacking Stone Edge, and in addition to that, it takes advantage of some specific Pokemon like opposing Kartana, opposing Bulu, or Rillaboom and Pheromosa, which all can be problematic to this team too. All in all, Moltres does a great job. It also can check Heatran, which is nice because you don't want to rely too much on Tyranitar because it's going down pretty quickly. Scorching Sands is good for that, so yeah. And you also have Toxic Specs, which just there for Toxic Spikes, and in general it checks a ton of things, which is super good. Pheromosa, for example, is one of them, so yeah. And then Tyranitar plus Drill. Tyranitar is good for Spectrier, changing the weather, just getting that weather up, and also it's just a nice special tank, whereas X-Drill is a nice revenge killer alongside Spectrier, gives us a secondary steel type, and also an electric ability, which can go a long way. And just metagame between the last three Pokemon, Excadrill, Toxix, and Moltres, you're good versus virtually any Magearna set, which is super nice. You kind of have to teamwork into checking it. Yeah, the team can struggle with a well-played Future Sight Core, but you also can play around it with Tyranitar and offensive pressure, so that goes a long way. I think the main issue, though, just Swords Dance ground, not named Excadrill, or if it's Excadrill with Rock Slide, that too can be annoying. You got to be careful around them, but you can definitely kind of force situations where it's awkward for them to switch in and make progress yourself, so not all hope is lost. And then another Sand team brought by Jordy. It actually incorporates the Future Sight concept with Slowbro plus Pheromosa, but it still has the same core with Tyranitar, Moltres, and Excadrill, which I think is really cool. Jordy, another moderator of mine, someone who managed the Smogon Snake Draft and World Cup Pokemon, and was on my SPL team, really solid player and builder all around. Plays National Dex, actually one of the people that helps run National Dex too, so yeah, major props to Jordy for submitting this team that we used here. One of my fellow moderators too. He is using, I believe it's a Choice Band Pheromosa with Future Sight Slowbro, yeah. But also, it's just standard Tyranitar, Moltres, Excadrill, same reason that I explained for the last team. But then the last Pokemon on his team instead of Toxapex is a Combine plus Thunder, Frantic Clefable, and it's cool. Since he doesn't have the secondary Steel type or the other fast Pokemon like Spectrier, it makes a lot of sense to focus more on absorbing status, which Toxapex can also do with Regenerator, and it's not taking things like poison. And same goes for Pax, obviously, for Clef, obviously, because it's got Magic Guard, but this gives you a win condition instead of trying to chip things down like Pax, so it's a bit more of a direct way of approaching things, and it does nicely with the pivoting and the sand and chip and whatnot that the team gives it as well. So yeah, Combine Thunder, Clefable. Also gives a nice Urshifu check as my team. It does rely on kind of the Urshifu being choiced, because if you're going to be taking bulk up Urshifu, it's going to be a big problem for that team. You're going to have to basically trade a Wisp for it, if you know what I mean. So yeah, but in return, it does struggle a bit with a few things. For example, opposing Corviknight Pheromosa is going to be hard to deal with once it's paired with something like Pheromosa. Sorry, I don't know. Once it's paired with something like Urshifu or Landorus or Garchomp that can really chip down Clef. And I feel like cores like that are popping up more and more in the metagame. And that's why I love the fact that my team has Moltres plus Excadrill plus Spectre. I feel like it's kind of double covered there. It can't snowball out of control unless a lot about playing is done, and I think that's cool. So there's definitely some trade-offs. I actually think Jordy's team is a little bit better, though. I definitely would love how it integrates the Future Sight combination there. Plays a bit more offensive pressure indirectly while also maintaining the defensive presence with things like Slowbro, which obviously is bulkier than something like Kartana or Spectrier on my Sand team. But yeah, I would try both these bad boys out. Sand is pretty solid right now. However, if you're looking to try another weather, there's also my Rain team. It has Nasty Plot plus Weather Ball, Tornadoes too, which I think is super great because not only do you not have to risk missing Hurricane in the rain, it's always going to be hitting, but also Weather Ball does a ton. It's on things like Heatran, and also Zapdos, after any chip on it virtually, a +2 Weather Ball is able to kill it. Doing, in rain, and it's going to be doing upwards of 75%, which is great. And yeah, no, it also hits some other Pokemon you don't have to risk missing Focus Blast against, which is cool. Focus Blast, of course, is still there for things like Tyranitar, which can go a long way, but less risking missing goes a long way for an Asphalt Tornado and making it more of a consistent Pokemon that we envisioned it would be initially. We also have a specially defensive dual hazard Ferrothorn, I believe, and a really cool Garchomp set. It's Sword Stand, Earthquake, Aqua Tail, Scale Shot with Life Orb, and Rain. It hits like an absolute truck. Nothing really checks it in the long haul, and with just a little chip, Ferrothorn's hazard or the progress from Urshifu and Barraskewda that they give you, really dynamic combination all in all considered. We have Defog, Pelipper. It's good for Toxic Spikes as they're very problematic to this team. The main issue to this team, unfortunately, is Toxic Spikes. Choice Banded Urshifu is a good Ghost Resist and one-time check for things like Spectrier, even as Sucker Punch. Barraskewda is also there as a Revenge Killer too. Nice Swift Swim Pokemon. It hits super hard with the Choice Band, and it kind of lures in things like Pex for Garchomp and Tornadoes T and Ferrothorn just feast on opposing teams, be it for setting up hazards in Ferrothorn or setting up Swords Dance / Nasty Plot for Garchomp and Tornadoes T respectively. All in all, it's just a really fun offensive team. Is it optimized? It's pretty close to optimized. I've done really well with it thus far, but there are some flaws. I feel like every range kind of has to have some natural trade-offs, so you got to be careful there. But all in all, I think it's a solid, fun team. It's the third team I contributed to this, so yeah, I want to have a nice even 6 number because the more teams, the merrier. I want you guys to be able to try a diverse array of things in the metagame. And yeah, I say that I know with 3 Slowbro teams, so whoop-de-doo, but Slowbro and Slowking are just that good in the metagame. So yeah, I think that's goes without saying. The last team is going to be a team built by my guy TVP, which he actually lost the bet, so now his name is Finchinator30 for the next little bit, which is funny. He said he'd vote to get more likes than me in a post, and you don't challenge me. I'm the king of likes on Smaga. I have the most likes by a long shot, because everyone loves me, of course. Not kidding. I just post a ton and say I don't have a life. It's kind of true, kind of not true, but I do post a lot, so it's good to get out there and really interact. And I've made so many friends on Smaga, which is just amazing. So I'm glad it shows in my like count, I guess. That's one way to put it. Oh boy. Okay, let's get back on topic. So there's also Pivot Cinderace plus Future Sight Slowbro balance. So the idea is Future Sight Slowbro lures in things like grass types that Cinderace can just completely destroy, and Future Sight looming means things like Toxapex or even Tank Garchomp don't love switching into Cinderace, and I could even get 2 KO'd by that because of that. So you don't even need to run Zen Headbutt either, which is cool. And you can run High Jump Kick for Heatran, and all in all, you just kind of pivot all over. And besides that, it kind of looks like a World Cup team back when Cinderace was allowed in DLC 1OU. Same vibe to it. You see Excadrill, Heatran, Clefable, Dragapult, Mandibuzz don't really make use of a ton of new Pokemon, but still a lot of new strategies there. Now that Future Sight plus Cinderace is, it's really, both of them are thriving in the metagame right now. It's cool that the Clefable's there for things like Pheromosa, Dragapult's there to revenge kill Pokemon like Spectrier, and it just functions pretty nicely. Does have to watch out a little bit for Heatran in the long haul, as it comes in on Clefable and Mandibuzz pretty often, but you can at least check it with Cinderace and soft check it with Slowbro depending on your set and the situation. So be careful there, and you should be pretty well off. But yeah, all in all, there are a lot of cool teams here. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Which is your favorite team? What you're going to use? And also be sure to comment what other teams you've been using or what Pokemon you've been using, strategies you've been using that I think are pretty good and symbolic of the metagame. So yeah, that's fun. And if you guys enjoyed this video and you want to try the teams out, be sure to check out the thread. Watch the whole video, obviously, if you're at this point, so that's great. Be sure to leave a like because of that, because liking that video supports me. It's really cool. I love the support, really do. If you guys want to, be more in touch, check out my Twitter or Discord server. A lot going on there. I'm always keeping everyone updated. So yeah, if you guys have any thoughts, again, comment down below. Always be sure to I'll try and respond to as many as I can. And finally, guys, only 55 to 60% of my viewers are actually subscribed. I'd love to make that number a bit higher. Ton of cool stuff going on the channel right now, and I promise you it's worth it. Trying to upload almost every day, if not every day. In fact, this Metagame Monday is my second upload today. So yeah, I think a ton of competitive Pokemon content going out there. So yeah, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you guys enjoy, and have a great day. All right, guys, it's Finch. Peace out. Bye-bye.